even change the prompt. The first sentence of your paper was literally, "Sure, I can write that for you. Here's what's built on the French Revolution." Now, does anybody remember what happens if you get caught cheating with AI in class? Who read the syllabus?
Oh my God. The word syllabus gives me PTSD. I don't want to hear the word syllabus, syllabi, syllaboo. Fuck you. I don't want to hear syllabus. I don't like school. AI is destroying basic human skills. Video by Sono Jordan. We all know somebody who jumps to AI, jumps to ChatGPT every time they need an answer for something. And we like, Google? At least for me, I'm like, Google? Y'all can't be relying on ChatGPT for all the answers. You know what I'm saying? Which spot should I go to if, I'm having these symptoms? Nah, that motherfucker does not be right 100% of the time. And a lot of people think because it's AI, it's right 100% of the time. I'm in the heat wave struggling right now trying to make these videos for y'all. I'm grinding. Y'all see the sweat on my forehead? Despicable. Without further ado, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Drop a sub and hype my video for me. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video.
She been comment me.
AI models have unintentionally taught us to forget how to solve problems. That's when I realized something. Critical thinking is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And it only gets stronger by wrestling with problems you're facing in search of an answer. But AI has removed the process of figuring things out, and it now just presents us with an answer. So now with young kids, they bypass critical thinking by just using AI to solve all their problems. Then as they get older, all these times will add up and they will have a very hard time critically thinking.
But how do I reheat my chicken nuggets? Once again, your smooth brain. Let me ask ChatGPT. Nigga, the box? You don't got the box. Okay. You don't got the box for the chicken nuggies? This is natural selection 2.0. We not whoever can stay alive from these birds and dinosaurs. No, now it's this. If you need to look and ask how long, you shouldn't even have to ask. I hate when people, I'm not gonna lie, let's get into it. I hate when people ask me, hey, how long should I warm these up for? How long you want me to warm it up for? You need to have a feeling. We being real. How long you want me to warm up your, you need to know. That's delicate, that's pretty thin, that's pretty thick. This is more like, I don't know, oatmeal-y type of, this is more like curry, like chicken curry. This is just chicken, you need to have that feeling. People that don't have that feeling for microwaves, I don't know, I can't trust you. You're slow. I have a perfect feeling. That's like a minute and a half. That's like 25 seconds. That's a piece of bread, basically. That's 25 seconds. Not even 25, that's like 10 seconds. You feel me?
Critical thinking is a valuable part of education and learning. And now with the growth and rise of AI, it's impacted education too.
I think we've reached a point with AI where we can confidently say this is not a tool that is revolutionizing learning. This is a nightmare that is destroying learning. Not once have I seen a single student use AI as a resource or in a way that is even remotely ethical. 100% of—
What is you talking about? AI is the resource. Give me the answer. Resource. Please. I'm telling y'all, if I had that shit, I would have been up at Duke. Yeah, grades held me back.
times when I see students use it, it is so they do not have to think. I'm talking about putting an essay prompt into ChatGPT, not even reading the essay prompt, copying and pasting the results into a doc and submitting it without even reading it over.
At least with adults, their brain has already processed a lot and it's already developed, but with kids, their brain is still developing and this AI is hurting their development. And so with critical thinking, if they aren't using it, they're losing. And when we start using AI on that scale too, I think it can forget how to make us use our own voice and we lose confidence in it. Which leads me to my next point. AI is becoming a crutch for insecurity. Let's go back to the video from earlier.
When you can't even write a Mother's Day card without ChatGPT.
Just like how these girls felt like they couldn't write anything without ChatGPT, we too can lose our sense of our voice. When we use ChatGPT to make everything sound better, we can become insecure about what we personally have to say. It's similar to critical thinking in the sense where we actually have to use our voice to refine it and make it better. Otherwise, we're just sounding like everybody else and hiding what makes us unique. This study done by Frontiers actually says that their findings indicate that users who have low self-esteem may develop problematic AI use. Instead of becoming fully ourselves, we become a shell of our personality. And that's another reason I think AI is rotting our brains. Relying on AI AI makes us shallow. What AI has done is teach us what to say, but not why we say it. Our thoughts stop becoming our own and start becoming the data sets that we listen to. In a way, we have meaningless knowledge. So much knowledge comes from deep study and experience, so without that, we're really at the mercy of what ChatGPT says. Then when it comes to our philosophies on life, that's heavily determined by our knowledge and our experience and how we choose to apply it. So at the same time,
I'm not gonna lie, I agree. We are at the mercy if you let yourself be at the mercy of it, and that's a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of people think that ChatGPT is right about everything. You ask it, says ChatGPT says this, ChatGPT. You know how many times ChatGPT has fucking lied to my face? Clean lie, and I feel hurt. I was fixing my car one time. I'm fixing. I'm working on the head gasket. Yeah, some serious shit, right? And it's saying you need this bolt, you need this bolt, it's this bolt. You know how many times I went up and down that store? I started asking other people, and guess what? They were right the first time. You need this bolt. Nah, you need this bolt. This probably this long. ChatGPT is not 100% right. I keep saying they need a meter that tells you how successful they think their answer is. You need this bolt, and I'm 16% sure. All right, I'm not taking your answer then. You need this bolt. I'm 94% sure. All right, cool. I'm gonna get that. That's what they need to implement ChatGPT.
perception of the world can be influenced by the AI we speak to. I definitely don't see any issues with that.
And being so reliant on AI should, in theory, make us smarter. But it seems like it's actually doing the opposite.
Fourth grader asked their teacher, why do I need to learn how to read if AI can read for me?
ChatGPT is making you stupid.
A new study from MIT found that using AI like ChatGPT to write for you causes measurable cognitive decline.
I swear, if I read another ChatGPT essay, I'm failing everyone in this room!
AI is destroying literacy. I don't think it's any kind of secret that over the course of the last few years, there's been an exponential growth in the use and
Hold on, we went back in time for this one.
reliance of AI. For example, when I was younger and I
Hair just changing everything.
was in school, we pretty much had to raw dog classes with nothing but our brains. It was a crazy time. These days though, it seems like students have access to all kinds of different AIs that will do all of these tasks for them. You can use ChatGPT to write an essay for you. You can use Claude to give you an in-depth breakdown of an overly complex book. And are you mixing super mega dangerous chemicals? Well, then you can use Grok to help you mix those chemicals, and you'll probably only poison like half of your class, because I don't think Grok knows what it's talking about half the time. And if you're like me, at first that sounds super awesome, like students having access to these tools that can help them learn better.
Y'all remember when people were saying Grok make Ariana Grande naked? Y'all remember that? Crazy times. People were scared to post. They were saying they'll take your picture and say, make this person naked with white cream all over their face. I'm happy I don't got Twitter.
Because on my channel, we love education. Well, I think education's a good thing, but it's making us dumb and illiterate. Before we dive too deep into this robot rabbit hole and blame AI for everything, I think we need to put this situation in the proper context. Right off the bat, it's super easy to say that our AI overlords are the cause of our poor literacy. It's really easy to say that, but that's not exactly the case. Before ChatGPT, before Claude, before Grok, before all this kind of nano banana craziness took over our lives. So no, AI didn't cause the literacy crisis, but it did mosey along during a time of literacy weakness. It showed up when we were already starting to show signs of dumb reading. But here's how AI made this literacy situation way worse. If we look at a Pew Research study from 2025, it found that the share of teens using ChatGPT for schoolwork doubled in a single year, from 13% in 2023 to 26% in 2024, which I'm actually surprised it's even that low. It seems like I can't go and talk to a single living person, not that I talk to people who aren't living, but I can't talk to a single living person without them speaking like there's some kind of ChatGPT personification. If we look at high schoolers specifically, 69% reported using ChatGPT for assignments by May 2025.
Where are they getting these studies from though? Like, it's just based on, just tell me the truth. Cause I feel like it could be higher, way higher, but who's gonna be like, some people might just, I'm not gonna say yeah, cause I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be true. It might be more, or give or take like 40%.
And a global survey by the Digital Education Council found 86% of university students now use AI in their studies. Turnitin, which is the plagiarism detection company, and we all
Fuck Turnitin. Fuck Turnitin. I would turn in things and they talk about you didn't cite it properly. We're about to expel you. Fuck you. MLA format, APA format. I'm happy I got my bachelor's and I'm up out of there. You feel me? I even went back to finish. I left school, or I dropped out of school early to pursue my career. And then while I was in my career, I said, let me finish it for my mom's sake. Turn it in, you a hoe.
love those. Those are great. They never get anything wrong.
Bro, I spent hours working on this assignment, and the teacher's trying to say there's AI.
Reported that of 200 million papers reviewed, over 22 million showed signs of being at least 20% AI generated. Basically, anytime a student has to use their brain for more than 13.2 seconds, they just go ahead and outsource it to AI, and they put the brain.
That's not even it though, because a lot of the times when I was turning things in, they're like, oh, it's 7% copyright. I'm like, I came up with this from scratch. From scratch. Now, other things, criminal justice, when I take in prereqs, whatever, yeah, I understand, because you know what I'm saying, I'm doing that. But when it was my major, when it was psychology, I was doing everything because I enjoyed it. And I was still getting hit with, let's just plagiarize. This is 20% AI. This is 13%. And you know, in my class, we only allow 11%. What? You're tripping. Because it all came from my brain.
On sleep mode. Whether it be searching for information, summarizing articles, generating study guides, creating first drafts of essays, explaining difficult concepts. All of those tasks are being Amazon primed right from our brains into the mouth of ChatGPT or any other AI that you may be using. And you know what? On the surface, maybe that sounds kind of fine. Like, it doesn't sound too awful. I mean, it's not like those things are big life decisions that will completely alter the course of your existence if you don't do them. But something subtle is happening underneath. Students aren't just using AI to help them with their writing, they're using AI to replace the cognitive work that writing requires. But this is where it starts to get neurologically questionable. In 2011, psychologists Betsy Sparrow, Jenny Liu, and Daniel Wegner published a study in Science called Google Effects on Memory. And in this study, they found something that some people, maybe even myself, might refer to as a little bit interesting. When people knew information would be stored on a computer, they remembered it worse, but they remembered where it was stored better. I think a very proper analogy would be saying it's like Minecraft. You may not know how much iron ore you collected in your mining expedition, but you do know where you stored it. The problem with all of this, though, is what gets lost during this behavior of maximum peak efficiency. When we outsource memory, we weaken the muscles in our brain that are used for synthesis, for recall, for connecting disparate ideas.
So basically all of the processes that allow you to, like he said, recall these things. So you're in the beginning and you're getting the end. There's no middle processes happening where you're like, what was it? That part of your brain that's trying to make a spark and start that fire is not being used no more, because you're like, damn, what was it? It's right here. What is that? It's right here. I wonder if, and it's right here. There's no more of that middle process is what he's saying. And I truly agree, because you can see it when you talk to certain people. It's not even like that with just like ChatGPT. You use that with anything. There's people that have questions for their parents or their friends. And you know those people that don't question their friends, whatever their friends tell them or their parents tell them or their family tell them, they just take it. They lose that train of thought, that process that makes you and the way you think. That questioning it, that recall, that middle process. They just go, oh, yada, whatever. I feel like this. Your friend or mom tells you something, you just believe it. You move along with your life. That's what he's trying to say. It's bigger than AI too. I think it more depends on the type of person you are. But AI definitely because what else is AI? If AI is not a family member, I think it does affect you a lot.
Ideas. And by the way, if you were curious, disparate means essentially different in kind, not allowing comparison. I bet when you clicked on this video, you didn't know it was going to be an educational one. Now, did you? It's a lovely little treat for you. And you might be thinking to yourself that AI is just a tool and that we've had tools forever. Like we've had little stone hammers since forever, a long time. We've had them forever. We've had tools a long time. But the thing is that AI does something that no other tool before it could ever do. It quite literally thinks for you. It will come up with ideas. It will look you right in the eyes and gaslight you.
No,
and when
for
you
real.
get to a point where you're pretty much just outsourcing every thought you have, you're not just worsening your memory, but you're also weakening your cognitive function. And it's kind of funny too, because this whole situation low-key gives me surprised Pikachu vibes. Like we created a tool that thinks for you, then people stop thinking and get dumb. Surprise Pikachu. But all jokes aside, this cognitive decline is actually pretty bad. Reading and writing aren't just communication skills, they're cognitive foundations that will strengthen your brain. Things like working memory or holding multiple ideas at the same time, executive function, planning, organizing, prioritizing, sustained attention, focusing on one task over time, verbal reasoning, constructing and deconstructing arguments. Marianne Wolf, a neuroscientist at UCLA, has spent a very long time studying all of this, and she calls this deep reading. The kind of reading where you don't just figure out what words mean, but you actually connect them to prior knowledge, form mental images, become more empathetic, and think critically. And deep reading requires this kind of foundational building. Now apply this same kind of process to AI. AI doesn't just remove distraction, it removes any kind of friction, difficulty, or mental workout you may get.
Yeah, so friction is that mental workout. Friction is what makes you learn. It's that tempo when you're lifting weight. It's that you break this down to build it stronger. You get through the high grass and then the grass becomes a lot more thin. That's what that is, okay.
It removes the process of finding the right word, the process of structuring an argument, and the process of drafting and revising. And when you engage in those processes, you strengthen your neural pathways. I would argue that in a sense, that's how literacy translates to critical thinking. But when we let AI handle everything for us, we don't get better at writing, reading, or even comprehending anything. We get better at prompting. We become prompting wizards. We become really good at proficiently prompting, otherwise known as PPing. And with so many students becoming proficient prompters, it's leading us into a bit of a crisis.
I've been cheating on every single final this semester, and not a single professor has caught me.
I've cheated in every single class of college using this tiny device, and I've never been caught.
There was a kid that just admitted after he got his diploma, single thing he turned in was AI.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling y'all, if it weren't for the time of AI being trash when I was in school, a nigga would have been in Duke, did my 1 year, and been in the league. I'm telling y'all, the grades wouldn't have had shit on me, holding me back in a real way. It wasn't holding nothing back. Oh, if I could go back. Oh, if I can go back.
Student cheated right in front of me today, and I just let it happen.
AI cheating is completely normal now, and it's worse than we think. I remember the days when I was in school. Back in the day, if you wanted to cheat on something, you actually had to put effort into it. And because we had to dust off our brains and get our neurons firing.
Y'all ever do the cheat where you write the whole thing on the bicep, on the arm, you in class like this? That lame ass, or you got a watch on, you write it under your watch, and you get under the G-Shock, and you like that lame ass shit. I used to write stuff on my toes. You put it on your thigh, you start looking down. I'm not gonna lie, I never did none of that. I'm not gonna lie, I never did none of that. I was just the basic shit. What's over there? Damn, that's how I was coming. Clean, efficient, effective, basic, simple, very fundamental and classic.
People actually came up with some pretty creative ways to cheat. And just like many great art forms, guess what's happening with it? AI is taking it over.
I 100% use it in some way on every assignment I've got.
As AI tools have become more popular, more sophisticated, and closer to becoming our robot overlords, students have been using it more and more to cheat. And what's crazier is even with how easy it is to cheat using AI now, some people still manage to mess it up. I'm talking about college students who use ChatGPT for essays, and then they copy the essay, they paste it, and then they submit it, but they don't remove the initial text that ChatGPT gives you where it says it can do the writing for you.
You didn't even change the prompt. The first sentence of your paper was literally, sure, I can write that for you. Here's what's built on the French Revolution. Now, does anybody remember what happens if you get caught cheating with AI in class? Who read the syllabus?
Oh my God. The word syllabus gives me PTSD. I don't want to hear the word syllabus, syllabi, syllaboo. Fuck you. I don't want to hear syllabus. I don't like school. Graduated though. I graduated though. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
Oh, slop cop! It's time for the slop cop!
Slop cop, get him out of here.
Dude, calling someone the slop cop is wild.
Okay.
And while all this AI cheating might seem harmless and could just seem like another excuse to complain about kids these days, there's actually some serious problems underneath all of that. If we take a second and put on our thinking caps, which are probably covered with cobwebs, and we look deeper into this, we'll see that for many students, using AI doesn't even feel like cheating anymore. And so what's happening is that the important parts of writing, the thinking, the struggling, rewriting, and discovering, are being completely ignored and skipped over. And there's two big problems with that. The first problem being that it makes our brains weaker than a paper straw. And the second problem, and this might be the more surprising one, is that students don't think using AI is cheating. They think it's normal. I even read this article where 9 students were given different scenarios you would use AI in, and then they were asked if those scenarios were cheating or not. And one of the scenarios was if you used AI to complete an entire graded assignment for you. Fortunately, 8 of the students drew a hard line there and said it was cheating, but there was one student who didn't think it was cheating at all. This student saw nothing wrong with getting an assignment, having a robot do it, and then just turning that in. It's totally normal. That seems like the type of student who would go on a date with someone, then get tired of talking, so he would pull out his phone, open ChatGPT, and have...
I disagree, because I can see where if I do every single assignment, I might be lazy one day, because real life impedes on our studies, right? The same way I was getting beat the fuck up at home, and y'all sent people coming in saying that's probably why he's not doing his homework, right? He's getting beat up at home. It affected his homework. If I had ChatGPT, I wouldn't have missed that assignment. Y'all wouldn't have caught on that I was getting my ass whooped the fuck at home, right? So I agree. I sympathize with that kid a little bit. Hey, man, I'm gonna end it right there. One more thing I will say. ChatGPT, a lot of people students don't think it's wrong, because imagine that one friend that everybody has in school, in grade school, college, whatever, that knows almost everything. How come I can ask him? He could tell me, yo, this, whatever, and I could just write it down, turn it in. Source is from him. Am I getting in trouble? Is your turn it in telling me it's plagiarized from him? No, it's not. That's cool. So people see ChatGPT as information that's not, almost like you just asked a friend. You just ask, oh, help me out, give me whatever. And they take that and turn it in. What's the difference? I'll leave y'all with that. What's the difference? Obviously, the difference is AI is always right. Well, for history, it always knows like the history that is knowledgeably, objectively told. You feel me? But do y'all use it? Do y'all cheat? Let me know if y'all ever did. I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I like you to death, boy. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. If you haven't subscribed, come on. What are you doing? I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I'm gone.